Kenya receiving bad news from United States of America after President William Ruto had visited China for loan borrowing. And according to Mr. Rich's statement, he is saying that the good relationship between Kenya and the United States of America is now beyond repairs.
His first term, his administration engaged in talks with Kenya over a potential free trade agreement, a first for sub-Saharan Africa. And now Secretary Rubio and other senior officials have ramped up engagement and confronted threats from al-Shabaab and the Islamic State head-on. But these efforts cannot be siloed. They must be part of a broad strategic effort to protect American interests in Africa while also protecting the U.S. taxpayer's pocketbook. Many African nations maintain troubling ties with China, including key national security partners. Just last month, President Ruto declared that Kenya, a major non-NATO ally, and China are co-architects of a new world order. That's not just alignment to China, it's allegiance. I submit for the record the text of that speech. I'm going to enter it in the record at the conclusion of the hearing that describes this. Relying on leaders who embrace Beijing so openly is an error. It's time to reassess our relationship with Kenya and others who forge tight bonds with China. And it isn't just an embracement of China, but also the, quote, new world order, end quote. Still, there are countries where meaningful engagement is possible, but only with sober judgment and clear-eyed realism. We must stop building U.S. policy in Africa around individual leaders and instead focus on strengthening institutions, expanding private sector ties, and empowering the region's young and dynamic populations. Watching President Ruto with the Chinese holding hands and talking about a new world order is just stunning. After all the work and effort we've put in there, and to see him talking about a new world order, you know, the new world order was constructed by the United States and democracies, capitalist countries that are human rights loving countries, and the new world order that these countries are talking about is being constructed by the autocracies, the outright communists, socialists, people who have no respect for human rights. It's stunning to hear countries talk about wanting to join or promote that world order when the world order that was constructed after World War II has served us so really well. Certainly not perfectly, but then again, the world isn't a perfect place, but so much better than what you'd see if the autocrats took over. It's discouraging to hear that, and part of it, I think, is tied to the fact that when we do things in Africa, they seem to be individual-centric instead of a country-centric. We don't focus.
That is the message Ruto's administration receiving from Washington, D.C. under Donald J. Trump administration. I think Americans react vigorously on William Ruto's China visitation. I want to dig deep into this. What might be some of the reasons Ruto facing after his China visitation? Now, before I carry on, ladies and gentlemen, pleasure to meet you once again. Thank you so much for your continued support in this channel. Because if it was not your support, then this channel could have not reached where it is as of now. To the new subscribers who had subscribed to this channel, I want to say thank you for such kind of support. If you are watching me for the first time, having interest proceed with this kind of political discussion, I request you kindly do me a favor. Take a 1 second, click that notification bell and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like my videos and share them to your friends, family and relatives. This is not the first time for your source of information. United States of America issuing a stern warning to Africans' head of state. Donald J. Trump took over the office, and his message was very much clear that it is going to be American first. Then after that, if any African head of state will try not to obey rules, not to obey good relationship between them, then it will mark the end. So I think the first observation, Ruto's China visitation raises eyebrows in United States of America, in Pennsylvania, in Minnesota, in Texas, in New York City, in Washington, D.C., where the head of state resides, White House. So I suspect that they couldn't expect that good relationship Kenya is now trying to build between China and President William Ruto administration. So they are giving their own statement to alert the current head of state that the good relationship we had with you is not going to be anymore. This is going to be beyond repair. So, first I want to blame the president. Well, what tunasema, no need of begging, right? But remember, how many Kenyans are in United States of America? How many Kenyans are there? How many Kenyans won the DV lottery? It was over 4,000. This time round, might be even reduced to 1K because of whatever they have said from Washington DC. Not because they hate Kenyans, no, but because they are seeing Ruto betraying them. It means that the good relationship between American and China's or Chinese administration is not in good condition. They don't want China because Americans believe that they always superpower. And if any head of state goes to China, then it's like they want now to run mad because they suspect that some of the African head of state might try to support China when war will invade over there. They also believe that China or Chinese has some superior weapons, which if they have good relationship with the African side of state, then they might even expose their weapons and try to start disturbing Americans. So that is what they don't want. The third point. During Biden administration, Ruto was free to go to US anytime, any hour, any moment. He was even invited for a dinner in Washington, D.C., White House. Sorry. But you see nowadays, William Ruto has never even dreamed of going to United States of America. It means that Trump is not in good terms with the current head of state. Trump is a no-nonsense man. Maybe he sat down, looked at Kenya, he saw how youth are being tear gassed, people are being abducted, leaders are so corrupt, the president is not even ready to work and deliver his promises. Then the best solution is now to cut off his administration. Trump can even work without American ambassador here, for your source of information. And he forced even the American ambassador during Joe Biden administration to resign. This message is very clear that they are targeting President Ruto. and they are raising alarm for him to understand what is really happening. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still proceeding with our political updates. If you are watching me for the first time, give this video a thumb of like. I rest my case at this point, and let's meet on another political discussion, as President Ruto's administration is under siege after America delivered bad news for him.